Hey everyone, it's Bridget Norton here. Today I'm going to tell you about someone who is the most hardworking and strongest person I know. She has loved me, been there for me, and has guided me the last 18 years through this crazy thing we call life. One person who knows me better than anyone, and that person is my mom. My mom and me, we've always been close growing up. She is a child of divorced parents. Her parents divorced when she was really young. And my parents divorced when I was super young. So having her there through that really was a great thing because she could relate to it because she had been through it. And divorce is hard on a kid, especially I was young, so I didn't really understand it. But my dad, he had never been through it. So having her there for it was really helpful. And she taught me a lesson out of it. She taught me that even though that I'm not with your daddy anymore, it doesn't change our relationship and it doesn't define who you are as a person. It doesn't define you still got to work hard and go for what you want. You can't let these circumstances define you, and you got to forgive and go on and still do what you got to do because you can't let that one situation define who you are as a person because, oh, I'm a child of divorced parents. No, you got to forgive. And I had to forgive and go on, and I really thought that was special. So, another lesson she taught me was that you got to be kind to others no matter where you are. Being kind never hurt anybody, right? She taught me to be kind to others, be respectful, because you never know who is watching you. So I'm going to talk about an example. So I'm a dance teacher, as most of y'all probably know because I've said it a lot. Anywho, so I teach kids on a daily basis during the week. So I'm constantly talking to parents, but due to the pandemic, we don't really talk to the parents because they're not allowed in the studio because we have to control numbers and stuff. But anyway, before they would come in and I talk to them, and if their kid's shoe messed up or if there was a behavioral issue, we have to have a relationship with these people. And I've always been kind to this little girl and her nana. So I'm gonna tell you about that. Her name is Caroline. She is precious. She is probably about 8 or 9 years old. I've taught her for about the last 2 years. Oh, she's so cute. And I've ran into her nana a couple times. And she's a sweet lady. I remember I talked to her maybe twice. And a couple weeks ago, Caroline brought in a gift for all the teachers. And it was a mask along with a little card from her nana that the nana made for us. And I thought that was so sweet. And the card said that she had prayed over it and she wanted to thank us for everything we did for her kid and other kids in the studio, which I thought was really touching. And being kind to nobody ever hurt anyone, right? And she prayed over it, and it just reminded me that lesson, just be kind to everybody because you never know who's watching you. But lastly, reach for the stars and stay on the right path is what my mom has always taught me. Because this life is never easy. If you want something, you got to be willing to work for it. Be responsible and get your things done. And if you stay on the right path God has for you, everything's going to work out. And that is a example of the end of my senior year. I tried to stay on the right path and I tried to do what I had to do so that we could somehow get through this pandemic senior year thing. So even though it worked out, it happened the way it did, it worked out in the end. And lastly, my mom is just a caring, loving, strong woman. Hard working, everything you can think of. She has worked her tail off her whole life. And I have no idea what I would have done without her growing up. Because without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. So thanks, Mom. Love you. And thanks, everyone, for listening.